with its environment. And this will, of course, give us really profound ways of both visualizing and ultimately controlling light-matter interactions across wavelength and subwavelength scales. So in collaboration with Albert Pullman's group at FO and Almolf, we developed a new technique called cathodoluminescence tomography, where essentially, just like in TEM, electrons come into your nanostructure, but then photons are emitted. And in CL tomography, we're basically detecting those photons that are emitted. We can do this now by sweeping both the position of the electrons and also the angle that the electrons interact with the sample at to reproduce or reconstruct light-matter interactions with approximately 5 nanometer voxel resolution. So the structure we're going to consider just for this next video I'll show you is a metallodielectric nanocrescent. It's composed of a dielectric core surrounded by a tapered metallic shell. We can reconstruct the structure, but what I'll show you here is basically the optical landscape. So what is it basically that an emitter sees when it interacts with this structure? And keep in mind that the scale bar here is about 100 nanometers across. So as I play the video, it's the wavelength of photons that is being detected that's being swept. So at these shorter wavelengths, basically there's a high local density of optical states near the base of the crescent. At longer wavelengths, there's a higher local density of optical states near the tips of the crescent. So I think this is a really cool and powerful technique to gain a three-dimensional look into the photonic landscape of materials, including the local density of optical states and any radiative emissive properties, ideally with nanometer scale spatial and spectral resolution. Okay, so last part of my talk. My presentation has been focused mostly on fundamental techniques and tools to visualize light-matter interactions and to control